Alright everybody, looks like we're here for our Texas 500 IndyCar qualifying for tonight's event. It's going to be a good event tonight, 500 miles here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, we're here at Texas Motor Speedway. We're on board right now with anger management as he's going off for his qualifying lap. So, and let's go to our previous winner, who's all the way in 13th right now, not even having a time yet, cold.
You really get a good view of the way these guys are looking at it during the race here, coming off of the tri-oval, trying to make a lap here in our qualifying attempt. They do have their push to pass ready. I think a lot of these guys are pushing it during this qualifying event, and looks like they're running real hot laps here. Cold is getting after it. And here's Tiernizzle, our Indy 500 champion. We'll see what he can do in this qualifying attempt here with his push to pass. It looks like he's got 3 cars in front of him here as he goes down the backstretch to try and get into turn 3. Make a good lap here. Looks like he's getting a lot of draft, but oh, damn, that's close.
Yeah, that was really close off turn 4, but it still increases lap time because of that.
So
good lap by
draft.
Tiernizzle. Yeah, he did. Anger management. Ooh, uh-oh.
Oh, we got Rex.
Cars up in the catch fence. I think that might have been Rita. Or is it? Yeah, Rita St. James was up in the fence. Oof. So Calamity already in qualifying.
Got a couple drivers that have not made a time yet. One Shoe, Wanma, Twindy, and Super 8 have not yet made a time on the board for qualifying.
So Tiernizzle weaving his way through traffic, trying to get a better lap. This might be a little bit better, let's see. No. He's having to face a lot of traffic there, Johnny, trying to get these laps in.
Yeah, it's tough with this many drivers on the track during qualifying event. It's a lot tougher than it is, you know, during our, say, Winston Cup, where you're all on your own by yourself. There's different factors that come into a qualifying practice run in the Indy cars. By yourself.
So right now,
there's different factors.
So right now, Napoleon sitting in 3rd place. Last time we were here at Texas Motor Speedway, Cold stole the show, and there he is right now in 2nd place, not too far off of Tiernizzle's time.
It looks like Wanma saying that he spun out coming out of turn 4 and obviously backed into the pits to get DQ'd. So Wanma might have an issue making the race here with a disqualification.
Yeah, he got black flag last race. We were here at Texas Motor Speedway. You might have saw that on the SCL Racing Network when we were last here. He had a black flag for spinning on the backstretch and not telling anybody, and the field came by and they just clobbered into him. So let's hope he doesn't have that problem tonight.
And if he does make the show, not that big a deal. Looks like we're riding with Daz here. He's got a pretty colored car here. He is currently in the 3rd position, trying to get the pole for this event as he comes around turn 4 into the straightaway. Let's see what he does here. He picks it up. Daz is on the pole for this event currently.
How about that? And it's not far off. Rita St. James, 3/1000ths of a second off that pole time.
And Sunday Cup lead Carlin Hicks, 7/1000. So that is a close top 3.
And you might pick this up here. He's got a good draft. He does, all the way to the top.
Carlin Hicks to the top, over 3/100ths of a second over Daz and Rita. Those guys are the top 3 right now, with Twindy behind him and Tony in the 5th spot.
So this might be Tiernizzle. I believe that might be Cold. Yeah, it looks like it's a 3 car. Yeah, it is Cold. So Cold, Sunday, Carlin Hicks, and Tiernizzle all in this group right here.
And they're all getting a good draft, which should help out all of their driving You should see Cold and Tiernizzle run up the leaderboard as they come around turn 3 and 4. As we ride on board with Cold. He's in 9th place. That's going to pick up quite a bit here.
Wow. Last second. Tiernizzle got it at the last second.
Wow.
What? No.
He sneaks it in and gets the pole position for tonight's Texas 500. Tiernizzle from the BSC stables is going to be first place, with Sunday Cup lead Carlin Hicks in 2nd place. Daz from Australia is going to be in 3rd place. Rita St. James from the JME stable is going to be starting 4th. Twindy from the TOW is starting 5th. Another BSC driver, Tony Moose, 2468, starting 6th. Napoleon, the independent, driving 7th. It's TP, the independent, starting 8th. Cold from the JME, starting 9th. Anger Management from BSC, starting 10th. 11th place, Blue Flag Racing's DWMC Freak. In 11th place, Super 8th, starting 12th. One Shoe from the TOW, starting 13th. Muttley, an independent, starting 14th. Wanma rounding out the field, did not get a qualifying time.
Yeah, Wanma having some troubles there in qualifying. Definitely not what he wanted to have happen tonight, to qualify last, but that's where he's going to be starting tonight.
Yeah, he had a little bit of trouble during qualifying there. Looks like he spun backwards in the pits and got disqualified, but that's what'll happen to you if you go backwards down pit lane.
As long as he doesn't do it in the race, he should be fine. So, looking through the field, any big names in here that you think have a shot tonight?
Tonight, I gotta take Tiernizzle. He has been really on fire this season, taking pretty much anything he can get. I gotta think Tiernizzle is one of the favorites for tonight's race. Possibly, I think Carlin is going to have a decent finish in the top 5 or top 3, along with Rita St. James. But I really don't feel they have they have a chance to win. I just think they're going to be conservative about it and try and finish well in the points. Where Tiernizzle is 25 points behind in the championship coming into this, so he really needs to go out there, lead the most laps, and get the win.
Yeah, I'm looking at a driver I think that can easily win this race, and he's been gone for a while. Right there, Tony Moose. I think he can get it done tonight. No question about that.
I think Tony Moose has a good chance. Former Winston Cup champion. He definitely knows what he's doing here on these games. I think Tony Moose will have a good shot at it if he doesn't blow a motor and fall out early. Tony Moose is kind of a win it or blow it kind of a guy.
So as we get ready for everyone to hop in their cars, we're going to take you through every driver's onboard camera. Just to make sure I can see everyone. Kind of do this as a precautionary measure. Alright, we're good.
So on the pole here, we got Tiernizzle in the Honda for BSE, and he looked like he had a really good run there. We got Sunday Cup Carlin Hicks in the Chevrolet for JME. That is your front row for tonight's Texas 500.
Just getting ready for them to ready up at this moment as they're setting their pit strategies. As we're going to have them come to pit road either this or next time by, depending on where the game spits them out at. And it's going to be next time by. Yep. So the formation lap and
we got Tiernizzle sliding sideways through the grass, going through the gears.
As I think something's went wrong.
Yeah, looks like he reset to the pits. He might have had some kind of issue here. Looks like everybody might be resetting to the pits here, as that's what it looks like. Everybody is resetting to the pits, and they're going to restart the room. So Tiernizzle on the pole, Carlin Hicks second. That is going to be your front row for the AAA Texas 500 tonight. And it's just a little bit of rain in the forecast here. Hopefully we'll get that figured out before we go green here. But Tierney and Carlin Hicks sitting on the front row. And I think this season's been a good season. What do you think there, Warren? It's been a good season for the IndyCar so far.
Well, it's been a great season for the IndyCars. You know, coming in halfway through it, you know, I had to go back and watch all the onboards to get up to speed. And it's been a hell of a year. A lot of good battles, a lot of close racing. Even got the race won last week at Road America, which is going to be one of my few jumping out of the booth occasions. But you know, it's been a really good year.
Yeah, I think Tierney really pulled off a spectacular win in the Indy 500. Obviously, that's the biggest race of the season for the IndyCar drivers, and it came down to cold. And Carlin Hicks and Tierney and Rita St. James at the end. Rita St. James got a little bit of dirty air, got up in the wall. She was out of it coming to the finish line. But I think that Indy 500 really sums it up as great driving, all competitors, and those top three really tried to make it happen there at the end. And Tierney came out on top for the Indy 500. His first Indy 500, the first one he's been eligible for. He did a great job. All right, looks like we're going back to the track. Everybody is fired up here, ready to race. Obviously, everybody's ready to race tonight for the 500-mile Texas 500 here at Texas Motor Speedway. This is just the anticipation before the actual racing starts.
Yeah, I think we've already pointed out, I don't know if we have yet, this is going to be a timed event tonight. Have we pointed that out?
I think we have a 120-minute timed event, I believe it is.
It's an hour and 30 minutes, so 90 minutes.
Yep, 90-minute timed event here. Hopefully we'll get everybody on board and we'll be able to fire it off here shortly.
And easily enough, the front row stays the same, just flip-flopped through all that calamity. So, good job to the game for actually somewhat getting that right.
Yep, we have 15 starters for tonight's event. Obviously, Tierney on the pole, just grabbing it barely at the end of qualifying. And Sunday Cup League, a.k.a. Carlin Hicks, had it for the most of the time there and just got bumped right at the end.
Yeah, had it for about, how long would you say, about a minute in that qualifying session? And then just got nailed with the last second.
Want to give a big shout out to Josh Hoden, one of our YouTube subscribers, giving a little love in the chat feed. You guys can go ahead and voice your opinions in the live chat as we race here tonight. But a big shout out to Josh Hoden in the chat feed.
Yeah, once we get enough people actually watching these live streams live, we'll start doing fan votes for who do you think is going to win. So that is going to be a thing hopefully in the future of the SCL, as we're just waiting now for everyone to get readied up. A little flip-flop this week. Johnny is going to be on the broadcasting side. I'm on the directing side, so I'm the one choosing your cameras this week. So it's a little fuzzy in the beginning. I'll probably get better as the race goes on, but I apologize ahead of time. Here we go.
Looks like they're rolling off of the starting grid here with Tierney in the front and Carlin Hicks taking his place in the front row. Obviously they're going to roll around. Everybody's getting in their position here at the start of the event. They're going to be single file. They're going to roll down pit road. They're going to make their final adjustments before they're ready to rock and roll here tonight in the Texas 500 IndyCar event. This is our 7th race of the season as we are winding out the season. I think, let me look at the point standings here, but it's a very close race as we get into this final 7th race of the season.
Yeah, it's a very close championship battle. Tiernizzle, I believe, should have the points lead
I think he's 20 points,
battle.
25 points back.
He's 25 points back. Okay. So Cold should have the lead, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's JME 1, 2, 3.
Okay. But yeah, that is still a tight, close battle for the top spot.
Our point series is Cold in the lead by a tie. He is tied with Carlin Hicks for the lead of the IndyCar Series Championship, and Rita St. James is 4 points behind. So the top three separated by 4 points, all JME Motorsports cars. We've got It's PT, an independent car, 23 points back. Tiernizzle, our pole sitter tonight, 25 points back. 26 points back is another JME car of Baron von Stosch. Aram Origins, not in the field tonight, is 38 points back. We've got Shane O'Kano, Twindy, and Super 8 rounding out the top 10. So really, the fight for the championship is within the top 6. I'd say Baron von Stosch still has a really good shot at it in 6th place, 26 points back, as we go into the final 3 events of the season.
It's a very close championship, one that could easily be decided on that final race of the season, which is at Texas. So, 3 races this year at Texas, and you gotta think that this might be a good practice if you're going to be in that championship battle to see what your car can do at the night or at the end of the season here at Texas.
Yeah, this is the final event of the season. Will be held here at Texas under the lights, so this is really kind of our countdown to it here as we get closer and closer to the final event of the season, and we'll see what everybody can do tonight. This will kind of be a telltale factor of what they can do in the final event. So I guess anybody that's going to have a good run tonight will have a shot at it if they're in the top 5.
Yeah, looking at the onboard Tiernizzle, for some odd reason, has a huge gap to these guys.
Yeah, I think Carlin's just kind of holding up the field there, waiting for everybody to get bunched up as he rolls up to Tiernizzle now. And it looks like they're going to get double file, I think, here on the restart, or on the start of this event. As we're going to go next time by, we're going to go green for this event. So the Texas 500 will be starting in less than a mile and a half.
Yeah, one of the longest races of the year, 500K, roughly about 90 minutes long. That's why we're doing a timed race tonight. So you gotta imagine these guys are gonna have to get buckled up. Didn't really see that last time we came here. Had some very interesting wrecks for sure. As the field heads to turn 1 and 2, Fort Worth, Denton County is where this track is located.
Denton County, interesting note here, this is Carlin's home track. He lives in Denton County, Texas, so he can literally go out his door and throw a stone at the speedway and make it there. So this is Carlin Hicks' home track. He did win the last Winston Cup race here at Texas, and he is probably one of the favorites to win tonight at Texas Motor Speedway in the IndyCars.
Getting everything off the screen to go full HD here for the start of this race. Got Tiernizzle on the inside, Carlin Hicks on the outside, Daz and Rita St. James making up the second row. Field coming off turn number 4, just waiting on those green flags to wave in the air as we're getting ready for the Texas 500 here at Texas Motor Speedway, and we're they going off. That was a really slow start there. That was a green. It was a really slow lap there by Tiernizzle, really bringing them down slow. Is now heading into turn 1 for the first time. Cars banging all over the racetrack back there.
Yep, there was a little bit of contact in the wall back there, a little bit of contact out the inside wall back there, but for the most part it looks like it's green, and Carlin Hicks taking the lead coming around turn 4.
Carlin Hicks on the high side of the racetrack taking the lead from Tiernizzle's Rita St. James, tags the outside wall, exiting turn 4. There's still some action in the field, but for third, it's a real good battle for the front now, as the final 2, 3rd, 4th, 5th, right there at the beginning.
Definitely, these people are doing the best they can here as we ride along with Napoleon. He is currently sitting in 5th spot, an independent driver looking for a ride in one of the top teams. and he is doing a hell of a job here, just kind of holding it together. That is a good spot to be in, behind all the big name drivers from the big teams. We've got 2 BSE and 2 JME guys running the show right now, as we've got Tiernizl, Carlin Hicks, Rita St. James, and Tony Moose locked in a 4-car battle as they come off of turn 4.
Come off turn 4, it is a 4-car battle at the front of the field. So we're going to jump to the track side camera and get you up to the front. So they're coming off turn number 2 now, still doubled up as, whoa, Napoleon, big slide off turn 2.
That looks like he got in the wall there, got
trouble
down in the apron. He's trying to gather it up. Looks like Cold got around him, another JME competitor. So again, JME's Cold is making a move to the inside, trying to get around Tony Moose. This should be a good fight for the 5th position, as the top 6 are breaking away from the rest of the pack.
Yeah, the car that's leading that second pack is its PT, as he's right there. So we'll jump to the roof to show you just how far back he is from that lead pack. He's a good ways. He easily can get back up there if there's a wreck, which the way they're racing there just might be.
We go on board with Rita St. James in the 2nd spot. She is really doing a hell of a job here in these first couple of laps of the race here. Looks like Rita St. James is right on the bumper of Tiernizl's 98 Napa Auto Parts Honda, as she is making a run on the outside with the Penske Racing Chevrolet, and she takes the lead into turn 1. We'll see if she can hold on to it down the back straightaway.
Yeah, very close battle for the first position as we jump on board with Carlin Hicks, following Rita St. James into turn 3, trying to push her to the lead as Tiernizl, very nice run through turn 3 and 4, gets the position back heading towards the line.
Yeah, Tiernizl really looked like he hooked that inside coming down the turn 3 and 4. We'll see what he can do in turn 1 and 2. He's trying the same move, holding that inside as much as he can. The outside is the longer way around, and doesn't look like Rita can handle it, as she goes down and tries to make an inside move on Tiernizl, and it looks like she might have it through 3 and 4. Very hotly contested lead.
Yeah, still gathered at the front of the field, still 2 by 2 for the race lead. As we go back on board with Carl, we're going to bounce between that and the track side for the best angle of that lead battle. Is Cold now. Ooh, almost fender to fender, panel to panel. That was really close off turn 2, as now they head into turn 3. Carlin somehow forced way up the track.
Yeah, he's giving Cold as much room as he can through 3 and 4. He didn't want to make contact with his own teammate here. You know, they give a little bit of gingerly room here to a teammate coming off of the corner. Looks like Napoleon is moving up into the 5th spot, and Tony Moose is falling back, getting gobbled up by its PT and maybe even Twindy, as he falls back in the field here, tries to gather it up and make another run up to the top 5. We'll ride along with Tony Moose here for a second, see what he's got. Tony Moose is a long-time competitor of the SCL, and I believe he will be there at the end, as we got a car spun down the front stretch. In 1 and 2 we had a car spun. Looks like it's Muttley trying to get her gathered up. That is a single car incident. We are still under green.
Yeah, pretty interesting that Muttley spun out. He's a pretty good driver, must have had some kind of problems with the car. But back to Tony Moose, you know, we haven't heard about him for, what, half the season now? He's been gone? So it's good to see Tony back in the car.
Well, he's got a car coming right up behind him there. It looks like that was Twindy battling for that 6th position, as him and Anger Management and Tony Moose and Napoleon really fighting for that spot there. They are very, very close to the corner. As we ride along with Napoleon, you can see Twindy and Tony Moose up there battling for that. That is probably our best trot. Let's go up to the front as we got Tiernizl and Rita battling for the lead here as they come off turn 4.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
Caution has been called. Looks like Muttley was about to get lapped again. He is currently 1 lap down. He's probably going to be taking the wave around as we come along.
I think that might have been a Muttley incident. He's the only car that really is off the pace, as there's the MWC Freak.
What was that yellow for, Muttley? Was that caution period for Muttley? Who caused the yellow? What was the yellow brought out for? You guys not going to talk to me? Alright, I'll go back to the broadcast. Thanks, guys. Alright, tried to jump over in the game chat there, see what happened there for the yellow, and nobody was giving me an opinion on whether who it was for the they were staying silent on the mic, so I guess we don't know why that caution came out. We can suspect it might have been Muttley, as we've got a couple of takers on pit road here. Looks like Rita St. James, Tony Moose, Twindy, One Shoe, Napoleon, Super 8, DMW Freak, Daz, Wanma. They're all coming on pit road trying to make a stop here as we ride along with Daz. I don't think he knows where his pit stall is.
I think he might be sharing the pit stall. I think he might be waiting for the pits to open for him. That might be a big problem in the race if he's sharing with a front runner.
Hey, so as long as it happens under yellow, it's a lot better than it happening under green.
Oh yeah, no question. I had that problem last week with Tierney, so I had to share a pit with him.
As we'll go back with Wanma and Daz, look like they're still in the pit lane. Wanma and Daz look like they're still in the pit lane getting service. Looks like Daz is pulling off and Wanma's getting let off of the pneumatic jacks. And he is pulling out of the pits, so the Sunoco fuel on board, 52 liters, and it looks like he's slowing down again, bumping into the pit road wall, and then he's getting up to speed, so we should be getting going here again next time by. Tiernizzle fighting for the lead against Cold. Those guys really held out there and battled for it at the end here, and then they stayed out. So Tiernizzle, Cold, Carlin Hicks, It's PT, Anger Management all stayed out. Top 5 is on less tires and less fuel than everybody else, as we have Napoleon coming into the pits, making the stop here, and getting that Gas Monkey Energy hot rod back out on the track.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. You know, Napoleon, he was just on pit road that last cycle, the last lap by, which is quite interesting. We'll have to check in on that. Might have been a little glitch. So we'll see where Napoleon comes back out at.
He might have just been coming in to top up so he doesn't have to again.
So as we get ready for the restart, Tiernizzle in the lead, followed by Cold, Carlin Hicks, It's PT, Anger Management, your top 5. Rita St. James, Tony Moose, Super 8, One Shoe, and Twindy round out your top 10. Tiernizzle coming off turn 4. Cold and Tiernizzle, we've talked about them a lot this season in IndyCar, always near each other and battling for a championship. They'll come down to the line, and as Tiernizzle just wait for that line, green flag is back out in the air here at Texas. Oh, big wreck in the back. I think that's Super that got involved in that, jacked up in the air. Freak involved.
Freak definitely involved in that. Took out all of our cones on the front stretch as Freak gets up to speed. And he has fallen all the way back to 14th place as the yellow is out once again.
Man, that was, as we got a car in the inside wall, it's Wanma. Again, taking it out. That was one heck of a hit there by Super, just getting jacked up in the air as he did.
Like they always say, Warren, cautions breed cautions here. As we are trying to get it started again. We're not going to go back this time. It doesn't look like they're not up to speed. So we're going to go one more time around here. As we say, cautions breed cautions. Tiernizzle is currently your leader with Cold second. And we are going green. A lot of cones blocking the track as we got another spinner. Daz to the inside. That's going to bring out probably another yellow here. Wasn't Daz, it was somebody else.
Muttley.
Muttley stuck on the inside wall. Might have been a solo spin. We'll see front of the field here if everybody's up to speed. Looks like they are. They're not backing down. And it is Tyrannizzle coming to the lead as Cold tries to lead this lap, and he doesn't. But Cold, it's PT, Carlin Hicks, and Tyrannizzle all battling for that top spot with Rita and St. James in tow.
Going on board with Rita, yeah, big battle at the front of the field. So glad it was a single car incident because this is starting to get good. As Tyrannizzle down to the inside, Cold up on the high side, makes the pass stick, now moves to the front of the field. Cold, where he finished last time we were at Texas, at the front, back where he needs to be in this championship battle.
That's what you got to do when you're up in front. You got to hug that white line. You got to try and stay up in front as much as you can. You got to keep the pedal down, and he is doing that in that JME Chevrolet out in front with the Pennzoil sponsorship on that number 3 car. Looks like he's doing very, very well as It's PT is battling.
Caution back out on the speedway.
Or the yellow. Let me get a heads up here and see what the caution is. What'd that caution come up for? Is that Muttley's caution? You guys with me here? Anybody hear me? Anybody got a copy of me? Anybody at all? Tell me what that yellow is for. Yeah, again, I'm not getting any confirmation from those guys. Not getting any confirmation at all.
I think your mic's muted in the game chat, to be honest.
Could be.
So, looking back here, Cold on the apron, probably trying to save as much fuel as he can. As pits are open, and here comes everybody. As a few people stay out. Let's see. Yes, a few did stay out. Rita St. James being one of them. Let's see. I think we got Twindy, One Shoe, Napoleon, Anger Management, Super 8. I think, and Muttley being the only ones that stayed out in that caution. Hits first cycle.
It looks like Rita and Twindy, One Shoe, and Napoleon, all those people came in during the first yellow of the race, as they are staying out during the second yellow of the race as Tyrannizzle, Carlin Hicks, Cold, and Tony Moose. All those people are pitting this time by, as we'll try and get the race restarted here. Shuffle up the field a little bit, or it is in the hands of Rita St. James as she rolls off of turn 3.
Rolling through turn 3 and 4, Rita St. James also in this championship battle. One of the silver arrows in this series, the other one being Carlin Hicks. Solid Adamant, Indy, absolutely dominate that race, but of late haven't been really that coordinated as they were at Indianapolis. Field off turn 4, so we're getting ready for the green. She's going to lead them all the way against the wall. Green flag back out here at Texas as Carlin gets the wheel spun there on the restart. Oh,
and we have an incident.
It's Wanma and It's PT. They're back there. See if a
caution is out. Caution is out. Everybody's backing it down. Caution is out. As you say, cautions breed cautions. With Twindy leading the race, Rita St. James taking that spot back.
We might have a little scuffle with that, and Twindy gives it back.
Well, like you say, cautions breed cautions, Warren, and there's not a whole lot you can do about that kind of incident. Obviously, it's harder to restart in the back of the pack than it is in the front of the pack, and the guys in the back of the pack just get bunched up sometimes, and they really don't have anywhere to go, and it causes a wreck. You've been in the back of the pack many times. It's kind of hard to tell when the leader's going to go and when they're not. As they go green again here, we are racing at Texas.
Yeah, very clean restart that time as the field was a little bit more spread out. Really don't have that much trouble with the double file restart, but the single ones seem to be always the trouble. As Super tags the wall off of turn 2 as he's trying to get up to speed. Now gets back in line with Cold. That's a battle for 8th. On the track as he attacks the wall again. So, car
got a car going through the grass. Looks like it might have been Daz.
Might have been. Back to the front, Rita and Twindy. We saw this before last time. You weren't here, Johnny, but we saw Twindy and another driver get together and pull away, and this is looking like the telltale signs of that happening yet again.
Yes, Rita and Twindy. Looks like Twindy is very stable, and he is just going to ride in that second spot, try and push Lita ahead as much as she can, as it looks like it might be Napoleon in that third spot, trying to gather up as much as he can on top of him. Yeah, Napoleon is in third, Cold fourth, One Shoe up to 5th place in that TOW car. Anger Management, the BSE car, up to 6th. Tyrannizzle, another BSE car, in 7th spot. Sunday Cup League, aka Carlin Hicks in the JME Mobile, 9th. Tony Moose in the BSE car. Super in the JME car, rounding out your top 10.
Yeah, and the drivers in the back right now, it's BT 11th, DWMC 3 12th, Walma 13th, 14th Daz, and 15th, about 2 laps down now.
Oh, we have a wreck. We have a wreck for the leaders. Looks like leaders got together. They are all wrecking. We have cars flying upside down, flipping over every which way. Big, huge wreck down here in turn 3 and 4 at Texas Motor Speedway. We might have a couple of these drivers going to the infield care center after this
Tony
event.
Moose, who he's reset his car. The only time you're allowed to use your resets on your roof, so good for him.
I think Tony Moose might have flipped over about 20 times there as he was flying up through the air, getting hit, and finally regained consciousness. And we'll see what they can do here.
We might have to red flag this, to be honest, to figure out what happened.
Really, I'd like to have an instant replay to see that, but that was a hell of a crash. It looked like our 2 leaders got together, might have got tangled up with a lap cutter car.
I saw a yellow car and it had a couple designs on it. Could have been Daz. He's been having troubles. And,
definitely the leader went underneath another car. Could have been the slower car.
Yeah, that's nothing that you want to see either. Is a letdown car taking out the whole field. I mean, the whole field was involved in that one in some form or fashion. So big wreck as Twindy, the sole survivor of that, gets the lead. In your leader, a lap before, guess who that was? Rita St. James, guess where she is now? 11th position.
Doesn't take long, go from the front to the back here at Texas.
No, not when you get clobbered in turn 1 by It's Rita now.
It's hard to lap traffic. They can definitely get in the way because they are a lot slower, and obviously they're not as experienced as the people in the front row. The people in the lead just try and get around them as best they can, but the people in the back, obviously they're slower competitors, maybe a little less skilled than the leaders, and they get right up in the way. And they don't even mean to a lot of the time, but it is what it is. You have a wreck, and that's a caution.
Twindy leads me through turn 1 and 2. Still got about an hour and 5 minutes left in this event. So nowhere near done.
Alright, looks like we're going to go down into our pit lane here as we try and see who gets pit road and who doesn't. We're going to go down to our correspondent Antoine Senna in the pits, and we'll see who takes the pit road and who doesn't. Alright, looks like 21 might be trying to do a little something here in the pits. He might be coming in, might not be. Looks like we don't have a whole lot of takers here as I'm kind of standing out in the middle of pit road, my dick in my hands. Looks like nobody is taking the pit road. Back up to the booth. Alright, looks like Antoine Senna doesn't have anybody coming down pit road as he stood out there trying to get a call of anybody drivers coming into the pits. Doesn't look like anybody's coming into the pits, and we will be going green this time by.
What have I started? What have I done? Anyway, back up here in the booth. Twindy and Tier Nizzle, your front two, as we are coming to complete lap 35 of who knows, because this is a timed race. One shoe in third, Carlin Hicks in fourth, Napoleon fifth, it's PT sixth.
I'd like to give a
Freak seventh.
shout out to One Shoe. He's doing a hell of a job to be up in the third spot. We know he's had his struggles in the past couple of seasons here. I think he's been in the SCL over 10 seasons, and he's finally starting to make a name for himself. One Shoe.
Yeah, he's one of the seasoned veterans of the series.
He told me early in the practice here for this event, you only need one shoe to drive an oval.
As the green flag is out yet again here at Texas Motor Speedway, as a pretty Super and DWC Freak yet again getting it tangled up on the restart, as we have a car flip. That's Freak.
Freak is upside down. Looks like he might have to get pushed over by... And there he goes, flipped it back over as they will both try and regain the pack and get going here. Looks like pit road will not be open, and we will get going as soon as possible.
Yeah, it's about the third time today I've seen those two getting it tangled up on the restart. So
as we go down to pit road.
Oh, boy.
Looks like Twindy, I'm sitting here with Twindy's crew chief, and Twindy's crew chief told me that Twindy's doing the best job he can being out front, and he's going to try and lead as many laps as he can and try and be the winner of this race. But it looks like we are not going green this time by. He had told Twindy to take it easy on the restart and try not to get a big lead going, because they can just come up and take you on the lead. Looks like his tires are doing good. He said he's got enough fuel to finish the race. Back to you up in the booth.
Thank you, Antoine Senna, for your always expertise and insight on the pit road side of things. Twindy up in the lead right now as we're going to get set for the restart yet again. Come to complete lap 37 of question mark. Let's see how many, about 1 hour left in this event. Second place, Tier Nizzle. Third, One Shoe. Fourth, Carlin Hicks. Fifth, Napoleon. Sixth position, it's PT. Seventh, Cold. Eighth, Tony Moose. Ninth, Anger Management. Around the top 10, Rita St. James.
I think Rita's been doing a hell of a job here. She's fallen back to 10th spot, but I will see her coming back up into it before long. As we get ready for the restart.
Twindy bringing him against the wall to try to prevent anyone from flying around him. As he's going to come to the line. Green flag back out in the air. We're back underway here at Texas.
As everybody battles down into turn one, it looks like it's relatively clean in the back of the pack. Everybody trying to hold their own as we roll through. We do have a wreck in the back of the pack. Looks like Tony Moose is caught up into it. And Juan, I believe, one of the JME cars looks like Rita St. James caught up into it. Yep. Yellow flag is out once again in this event. As we said, Warren, cautions breed cautions.
Breed cautions, yeah.
So, if we could ever get a full green flag run here where everybody gets spread out, that would be green till the end probably. But when a caution comes out, it gets everybody stacked up, and that's a lot more likely to cause another caution. So here we go under caution one more time here. I don't have an official count on it, but I'm going to say this is probably our 7th caution of the night.
No, it's like our 5th, 4th or 5th.
All right, well, we'll get up there eventually. Don't worry about it.
Do we have a caution limit tonight? I don't believe so.
There's no caution limit tonight. These guys are trying as much as they can here to get as many cautions in as possible. I think they made a full lap here, so pit road will be open.
So we'll see what happens as... We'll see if anyone comes in the pit road. I think that's the bigger question, you know, with these amount of cautions, that limits the amount of laps you can run in this race since it is timed, as we're just now getting past the hour left mark. So we'll see who takes pit road here. Checking the back of the field.
They might be coming out for a restart here. As they do get a restart, green flag is in the air. As we have one of the back markers, Wanma, spinning by himself, but that is not going to bring out another yellow. We are still green as long as Wanma can get it going before the leaders hit him.
Turns 1 and 2, clean in the back of the field, everyone getting going. Napoleon getting very bouncy in the back.
Damn good job of hanging on to it there as anger management goes underneath him. Napoleon really held on to it there as he got into the wall. Those got a gaggle of cars behind the leaders.
Yeah, Carlin Hicks involved in this battle here as looking into turn 1. Ooh boy. As we're just going board with a point at this point. Let's get to the roof cam.
It's PT got into the wall there real good. Looks like It's PT were riding along with him in the Lucas Oil Honda as he rides below. Looks like one shoe getting around him there as It's PT tries to shoulder on through here through turn 1 and 2. He is following Napoleon. Napoleon is doing his best job as they get together. One hangs onto it. The cars behind him scatter, and Tony Moose, anger management, all get around him as Twindy is still out in the lead, pulling away from Tiernizzle.
Well, he's not really pulling away, but they are breaking out a good lead from this this duo back here. But what a save by It's PT! Can't say that enough.
No, It's PT is definitely a wheelman. If he can get all of his races together here, if he can pull one clean race together all by himself here, he might be able to contend for a win here. But It's PT has been struggling this season, been running very fast, but just not getting up to speed here, and not putting all the pieces together to get a win in here in the SCL. Right now, Twindy is out in front, our former IndyCar champion. He is trying to get another win here at Texas. It looks like they might be slowing down as the yellow flag is out.
Yellow flag out here at Texas. If you know caution's out, this will go away, the top section, so that'll be the indication of caution's out. But first retiree of the race is Muttley, having a blown motor here on lap 43.
All right, we're going to go down to Antoine Senna here in the pits. We're going to talk to Muttley, see what's happening. I'm looking at Muttley's car right now. It looks like that motor's blown up. There's a whole bunch of smoke coming out of it, and I don't think he's going to be able to finish the race. Back up to the booth.
Thank you, Antoine Senna, for that insight on Muttley's car as Muttley, your first retiree of the night. You're on lap 43.
Twindy's doing a hell of a job leading this race. You got to have nerves of steel to be out here leading one of these IndyCar events as close as they are, and with as fast as these cars go. Looks like he might be pulling into the pits here to make one of his pit stops, and he doesn't. It's a fake, and it looks like we have our first Napoleon coming into the pits. Rita St. James also coming into the pits. Super 8 coming into the pits as we go down to our on pit road reporter, Antoine Senna. Looks like a lot of these people coming into the pits here. Rita St. James in the pits. Anger management be in the pits, and his BSE pit crew is going at it. It looks like DWMC Freak is pitting the Chip Ganassi car, number 9. He is getting a lot of fuel on the field. Anger management and DWMBC Freak are going to be the last ones out of pit road. They take a long pit stop on the number 9 car. He is still sitting in pit road, and finally he pulls off, and looks like he is going to continue into the race here. DWMC Freak pulling out 14th spot, back up to the booth.
Thank you, Antoine. As the field comes to turn 3, as a nice move there, turn 3, absolutely stunning. I love this game. As they move through turn 3 and 4,
very nice,
up against the wall. That was actually a nice looking move, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's nice the way the physics work in this race, this game. As they come back to take the green flag, looks like Twindy's going to be trying to get away here as Tiernizzle's in second place, and the green flag is out at the Texas 500.
Green flag back out here as Napoleon getting a little squall. That might have been a pit wall hit. He dropped back. Oh, he's got a really loose, he's got an ill-handling race car for sure.
Napoleon, looks like Napoleon's going to drop all the way back to 14th spot as DWM Freak gets around him here. DWM Freak trying to make up for that long pit stop.
As Freak making his way through the field back up to 13th after the last place restart. Looking at the front of the field is Tiernizzle and Cold and Twindy. Twindy gets a little aggressive there. He dumps down to the inside of Cold.
Those top three, you could throw a blanket on them. As Tiernizzle follows Twindy through to the second place spot, and Tiernizzle is trying to take over that lead spot. It looks like he's content to ride in second right now as Cold makes another run up the outside through 1 and 2. We'll see if he can hold on to it. Cold is making a hell of a run there in the Pennzoil Chevrolet, and he is side by side with Tiernizzle as they go through. These guys racing each other is going to let Twindy get away from them as Twindy makes a big run up to the inside, and Twindy is in control of this event.
Twindy in control right now as we're going forward with Carlin Hicks, who has the best view of this top three battle from right behind it. As Cold now settling back in the third position, as Tiernizzle now making a good charge towards the front. We'll go on board with him as he's coming up trying to get by Twindy.
You can see his head bobbling around here a little bit as it goes through the front straightaway. He's really trying to get a hold of it here. A lot of G-forces on the neck in this car as he really tilts his head to the inside there. As you can see, come down 1 and 2 and down the back stretch he's straight. How much time we have left here in the race, Warren?
52 minutes.
52 minutes left in this event. It's a 1 hour and a half race. 52 minutes. We've got just over a half an hour into it, and these guys are battling hard for the lead. It looks like your top guys are going to be Twindy, Tiernizzle, Cold, and Carlin, with One Shoe trying to get back. It looks like One Shoe's a little bit far back as these top four break away from the event. Those are the top cars in the race.
Oh, spinner front stretch, it is Tiernizzle as he goes spinning towards the inside line. That should be a caution we'll see here. See if they call it. No, we're still green. That's two cars getting involved. But Tiernizzle right now just now getting towards the back of this field as anchor management slow on the front stretch. Heading into turn one. Turn 1 to 20, still leading this field after that very interesting little turn of events there. Almost got a caution for him. As now Cold, Carlin Hicks, and Twindy lead him around Texas Motor Speedway.
Twindy's been leading a lot of laps here. It looks like he's out in front, and he is enjoying where he is in that number 6 POW car.
Yeah, POW, good race team used to race for him. So I know exactly how this works. But Cold right now just intent on staying behind him, as Carlin Hicks also going to do the same. Back here, One Shoe making his way from the back to the front yet again. Another Tower Racing driver as Wanma actually making a good run here. He's in 5th position.
Wanma's making a very good run here. Looks like the best run he's had all season here in the Texas 500. Wanma up into 5th place, passing Rita St. James and trying to make a run at it for the win.
Heading turns. Heading through turns 1 and 2. So you see the splits at the bottom of the screen there. Wanma in 5th place. Good run by him. Rita St. James 6th. Good way for her to make her way back towards the front. But at the front of the field, it's still blanket. The top threes and turn 1. Twindy, Cold, and Carlin Hicks.
As we go down into the pits here, Antoine is going to talk to our leader of the JME pit crew, president of the GME, and we'll see what Antoine has to say here. Looks like we got a good race going here between the JME cars. Twindy is out in front with a Cold second and Carlin Hicks in 3rd place. They got trying to win this race. All three of them are sticking together, trying to do the best they can and pulling away from them. Hopefully we don't have many more yellows. It sounds like their pit crew is letting them race the rest of the race out without being in pit stop formation. And it looks like they will be able to do it here as the top three run away from them.
Looking at the front of the field, thank you for that interview, Antoine. We'll be checking back in with you here relatively shortly if we have green flag pit stops. But at the front of the field, and it has gapped out actually now to a half a second lead for Twindy as they head through turns 1 and 2. So a good gap at the front of the field. Now it's up to a second now from Twindy to Carlin. So Carlin probably taking a little easy, trying to save those tires more than likely.
Those top three definitely have a run of the race here, as it looks like Carlin Hicks is dropping back a little bit off of him. Carlin Hicks might have got into a little bit of an issue there. He's losing a lot of time on the top three.
One driver trying to make his way back through the field is Tiernissel. He's a threat going a lap down from that spin he had entering the trial of grass. So if he goes a lap down, that might hurt his chances of winning this race for sure. But all things can and will happen. As we'll check in with Tiernissel, one of your championship contenders, is running near the end of the season. A little more emphasis on these guys in these broadcasts because, well, they're the ones battling for a championship.
And they're doing a hell of a job. It looks like Twindy's out front, putting his tin in the wind, trying to get away from everybody. Cole is not letting him go. And it looks like Carlin Hicks Sunday Cup League has fallen into the clutches of One Shoe.
Yeah, One Shoe running a great race, one of the best races I've seen One Shoe drive. And forever, he's had an excellent run. Had a good run last time here at Texas Motor Speedway, the last time we came 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, that's right, 2 weeks ago. As now they head down the back straightaway. Be amazing to see if One Shoe can get on a podium position in this race. That would solidify he's back and a threat for next season.
I think he will be as One Shoe gets better and better. He qualified really well for the Indianapolis 500, ran great in that event, and he's just making improvements the longer he races here. A longtime SCL competitor, used to be kind of a back of the pack kind of guy, but he's starting to pull into the front of the pack here as he runs in fourth, looking to take over third.
Car a lap down ahead of him, that's Tiernissel. I haven't said that too many times in his career, early career here in the Sunday Cup League, but Tiernissel is a lap down as Twindy is as
he spins into the inside, stays off. Everybody looks like he's going to hold on to it, and that is not going to be a yellow as Tiernissel holds on to it, tries to get back in the fray of things here. Big development for Tiernissel. That's really going to cost him as he pulls into the pit lane. I think we are still green. He pulls into the pit lane, tries to make a pit stop under green. That is really going to cost him.
What do you got, Antoine?
Looks like he's trying to change about 4 tires here in the pit lane, that number 98 crew, and they'll let him go without even changing 4 tires. I do not know what these motherfuckers are thinking down here in the pits, back to the booth.
Thank you, Antoine. It's a PG show. You might want to cut back on the cussing. As they head into turn 1, so big development in the championship for sure. Tiernissel having a spinner turn 2. It's PT. As we're still green at the front, as he gathers it back up and gets back up on the banking. So old tires starting to plague some of these drivers. We're going to start seeing probably some more solo spins as these tires are getting rather old here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, definitely. We covered the Indy 500, and that was a really good battle. And then there was a lot of yellows there, and then at the end there was a really good bid for it at the end. And I think we're going to come into the same kind of thing here, a bid for it at the end. Right now it looks like it's just Cold and Twindy who's going to battle it out for the win. As we are on our 70th lap, how many minutes do we have left on the clock?
Just below 45.
Just below 45. Right now it looks like Twindy and Cold are class of the field.
Gold had a good run there, as this is a lap down car. I believe this might be its PT heading through bank turn 1 and 2.
I'm just glad to see that there's a long green flag session here. As you say, cautions breed cautions, but once we get some green racing, it'll run it out here for quite a while, as it looks like they're taking over some of the lap down cars, as its PT is in the way of first and second.
Yeah, I think his intent of just staying there until maybe a caution comes out after seeing what we've just seen, it might be the best strategy for its PT and the number 77 Lucas Oil machine. As we have indicators on my screen for Juanma, who is actually up in 4th position. Good run by Juanma. Very nice run by him.
Juanma's made it all the way up into 3rd position.
Wow. So good run by Juanma. Very flip-flop race for him last season. Not last season, but last time out here at Texas. He was black flag and DQ'd. Now he's running 3rd place. Coming near the 43-minute mark here at Texas Motor Speedway. As officially we actually are halfway through this race. So Juanma doing the best he can. Still 8 seconds off the lead, but we'll see how that comes out for him. As we had some drivers. We had some drivers take pit lane. Ooh. Could have been very bad as Juanma in the case as he spins down the inside. Very old tires for Juanma. Not what he wants. As he tucks down the pit road. Garland Hicks on the racetrack in 12th position.
It looks like we got Juanma pulling into the pits here. I don't know if he's going to make a pit stop or not, but Juanma's changing all 4 tires here in the Texas 500. He was doing a real good job, but he is trying to make his way back out onto the track. And we'll see if he can make it out there in his Lucas Oil Honda as he pulls out of the pits back to the booth.
Yeah, long pit stop for Juanma. He's going to lose all the positions he gained all the way back now to 12th position, as Garland Hicks, who was behind him before that pit stop, slinks back in front of him. So put Juanma back to 12th as cold and Twindy as
that's Antoine's son in the pits. As it looks like Twindy's back in the pit lane. He is making a green flag pit stop. Here's a lot of these guys in this Klondike car, preferred freezer sealer. And he had taken off. He has made a very good pit stop and returned to the race. Back to the booth.
Yeah, the driver in pit lane right now, one shoe, the other Tao
Looks like one shoe is in the pits here as he is changing 4 tires and trying to make as much fuel as he can in the pit road here. The second preferred freezer services car, and he is back to the race, back to the booth.
We might be coming back down to you pretty soon. As cold as yet, the pit. He's stayed out for, wow, last time we went back to green was like 40.
Looks like we got Super 8 here in the pits. He is also going to make a 4-tire pit stop and fill up as much fuel as he can. If he misses pit road, that's going to make a long pit stop here in the number 22 Menards car. Back to the booth.
As Super being held as he lets go now. That was a long pit stop for Super 8, one of the longer ones we've seen tonight. As at the front of the field, Cold still out on those old tires. I think he's lapped nearly half the field as we come through turns 3 and 4. No indication to pit this time by. Very expecting him to be on pit road in the number 3 Pennzoil. Your defending winner this at this track, not this race, but at this track after he won last time out here at Texas Motor Speedway. So coming down the back straight, let's see if he pits this time. It'll be very interesting. No, still out on the racetrack is Cold. I'm very intrigued by this. Is Muttley gonna hopefully get the blue flag as he cuts through the grass and takes a pylon with him? Someone died in the grandstands there, but we'll have SCL deal with that. As now he comes up on its PT. Second place is Rita St. James. I think she's already pitted, as she's nearly more than half a lap back. Actually 3/4 a lap back, as Cole, I thought he was going to make an indication there. Still no sign of coming to pit road. So Cole actually just dominating this race right now.
It looks like down here in the pits we got Cole's crew sitting up on the tires, sitting up on the wall. They got 4 tires ready to slap on that car. We'll see if he comes in this time by or not. As he looks like he surpasses the pit lane, he's going to make a little lap around. Back to the booth.
If you get to see the movie Cars, this is what it's starting to look like. Looks like Cole is becoming Lightning McQueen and not wanting to take tires. As he heads down the back straightaway, we'll see if he comes in this time by. I'm going to get tired of saying that until he makes it makes us worthy of that. Every time he does that, he goes in high, comes in low. Looks like he's going to come in the pits and doesn't. As he loops around the...
Looks like he might be trying to make an actual run at it here, trying to make one less pit stop than everybody else. Looks like he is coming to pits this time around as we go into the pit lane and our correspondent Antoine Sana. It looks like he's coming on pit road right now. We got Cole coming into pit road here. It's about halfway down pit road as he pulls into his pit stop nicely, and he is going to have the crew, looks like they are filling him with fuel and going to make an all-4 tire pit stop here as he gets let down off the jacks. And looks like Cole is returning to the race. Nice pit stop for the race leader. Back to the booth.
Yeah, as the pit stop was going on, we've had 2 drivers head through turn 1 and 2. As, don't tell me, I think we might have... Huh. For a second I thought caution was out. It might be. Ooh, if it wasn't, it is now, so we'll take the top off. Caution out on the speedway as Cole was making his pit stop. So not good timing there by Cole as we have a driver shooting down pit road. Tony Moose.
It looks like Tony Moose might have been in the pit road before the caution flag was called. But if he doesn't go ahead and get his service before the group comes around, looks like they are in turn 3 and 4. He might end up losing a lap here in pit road. I did not see any people servicing his car.
So we have another driver on pit road. It's Daz.
Daz definitely came down after caution was called. So he'd probably get a penalty on that.
Tony Moose still just sitting at pit road.
It's Tony Moose and the Pint Pharma, Jive, United Fiber, and UFD.
That's what it is. Look at that.
As his pit crew finally runs over the pit wall and start to service his car.
Man, oh no. What? No, they're not. They're taking Rita.
Looks like him and Rita. That's Rita's crew coming across the pit.
Toby, get out of my room!
Looks like Tony Moose might have some kind of problem here.
I think he might be out of gas. He might have overshot his pit stall after running out of gas and has no gas to back up.
This is a big hit for Tony Moose. He is not running for the championship, so not really that huge of a hit. Looks like he's getting thrown back into another pit right now. And we'll see if he ever gets... He might have been retired from the race. Let's see if he gets any service here. He's done. He's out of the race.
Yep.
So he could have ran out of fuel, or they could have some kind of other altercation here. As the Tony Moose Live, United Fiber, and Delta car is out of the race here for the Benson Speed Equipment number 26. And Cold is still your leader of the race. Rita St. James and Twindy make up your top 3. Looks like Twindy's going to try like hell to try and get back up to the front here. As it looks like Super 8 might be caught 1 lap down. And we'll see if he can make a run at it. Looks like Super 8 is pulling to the back of the pack because he is 1 lap down, but it looks like Tony's still stuck on pit road.
No, on my I have a race feed over here on my side of the booth, and it has told me officially Tony Moose has retired from the event.
Yep, Tony Moose did all he can. I don't know if he ran out of fuel or if he had some kind of other altercation there taking him out of the event, but he is going to finish in the 14th spot.
Well, geez, English, thank you. We did point out that he was out of fuel there, sitting on pit lane, and you saw how close he was when you teleported back. He might have overshot his pit coming in out of fuel, trying to get in the pit lane and overshot it and didn't have enough to back up.
That definitely could have taken him out of the event, being out of fuel. Overshot his pit there. As it looks like we're getting ready to go green this time by. Cold is holding a pretty wheel up in front. He's got Rita St. James, the number 2 car, on his back bumper. And Twindy in third. Those are your top 3, and those are the ones that are going to be fighting for the win here in the Texas 500. I do not know if Tierney is still caught 1 lap down, or I think he might have gone 2 laps down, so he might have got a wave around and
he got a lap back.
Back to 1 lap down.
Yep, everyone's back to a 1 lap down, so we head to the front of the field. Cole going to lead them down, getting ready for the restart. Green flag back in the air here at Texas, as everyone get through cleanly into turn 1. Well, it's Muttley in the back. No, not Muttley, he's out of the race. Who am I talking about? Oh, anger management. I'm like, Muttley's not in this race. As we come around to complete lap 90. Amazingly, we have gotten to lap 90. About half an hour, roughly, left in this race, so getting down to it here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Cold is definitely pulling out to a good race lead. He is trying his best, try and run the best line he can, try and keep Rita behind him and Twindy. Looks like Carlin Hicks is right behind them, and It's PT and One Shoe are battling for that 5th spot.
Yeah, Tiernizzle trying to make his way back to get his lap back the hard way, trying to make his way through the field.
And if anybody can do it, I think Tiernizzle can. Looks like we got Super up in the wall coming off of turn 2. He is definitely trying to make his way underneath the Gas Monkey garage car of Napoleon. Him and Wanma are all racing for that spot there. Looks like they're all on different laps.
Yeah, Super's a lap down car, so he's trying to race his way to the front. Wanma in, could have been bad there. Wanma in 8th position after having a slow pit stop. It's back to the front of the field. Cold Twindy is now the 2 Silver Arrows battling at it. Rita St. James and Carlin Hicks.
Looks like your top 6 is really close together. Top 5 plus the car of Tiernizzle trying to make his way back on the lead lap. Like I say, if anybody can make it back on the lead lap by themselves, it's going to be Tiernizzle as he tries to make his way back around It's PT here. It's PT is currently 5th, and Tiernizzle is trying to make his way around him.
Slow car on the apron, it's anger management. I think he's pretty much just letting these guys go by. Very gentleman move by him as we're looking at It's PT coming off turn 4. We'll head on board with him in the
battle
cockpit.
for the lead. Looks like Twindy is trying to make the lead here on the outside around Cold. He is doing a hell of a job as Rita slides up, gets into Sunday Cup League. Those two tangle, and It's PT is able to make his way around the bottom. Looks like Carlin is still in 3rd spot as Rita's fallen back to 5th.
Rita St. James falling back, but she can make her way back up, that's for sure. As at the front of the field, it is now, I'd say about a 5-car breakaway. You know, It's PT just hanging on the back of that one. So your top 4 definitely in cahoots, and 5th and 6th just hanging on by the hairs on their chinny chin chin, entering turn 3. Cole trying to get around on the high side. I don't think that's going to work for him here, as he takes a peek again. Can he make it stick though? As we're on board with Twindy. Should see Cold in your rear view, right on the right side of the screen. Very aggressive shot here as you look in the mirrors and you can see, ooh, Carlin! Big wiggle there! Or is that Rita? It was one of the Silver Arrows.
Looks like it was Carlin as he falls back to 5th spot.
So Carlin Hicks having a very, very nervousing moment as Tiernizl shooting his way by both of Carlin Hicks and its PT. As I gotta go all the way back here just to get him. I forgot he's lapped down. I'm expecting him to be up in the top 4, and there he is back in 11th, but he's gonna try to make his way back to the front and get that lap back.
If, like I said, if anybody can do it, it's Tiernizl, as he was the fastest car there at Indianapolis, winning the Indianapolis 500, and he's had some trouble here in the early going in this race, and the number 98 Napa car is trying to make his way under Rita St. James, try and get back into the lead lap. Oh, a little bit of wiggle coming off of 4 as he's really trying hard.
Yeah, almost just ended that run to the front right there. We've seen him off turn 4 get very loose, not off turn 2, but off turn 4 seems to be the hard spot for Tiernizl as he enters turn 3 and 4 yet again.
Its PT moves up into the 4th spot over Carlin Hicks.
So its PT also running very well tonight.
We have a 6-car breakaway from the rest of the pack there, as One Shoe is over 4 seconds behind. Running there, Napoleon is over 4 seconds behind him. Rest of the pack falls on as they do. Top 5 are broken away with the let-down car of Tiernizl trying to make it back.
Yeah, gotta give him credit though that Tiernizl is probably making the race of his life. We've seen him come back from the last place plenty of times. Recall back to just about 2 weeks ago.
Looks like he's making an inside run on Rita here. See if he can hold it off. As he can. Coming down 3 and 4. Looks like he's going to pull up to the 3rd spot on the track. And he is very close to making it back on the lead lap.
He is, but again, turn 4 becoming the plague for him. He almost lost it there off turn 4 yet again. That's why he didn't have the momentum off turn 4, as its PT now looking to spoil the Tiernizl party, as he's going to look to the high side in turn 3 and 4, not going to get it done this time by.
Looks like he's trying the outside in turn 2 and 3 here, as that is the battle for the race right here. That is the most highly contested spot on the track, as Tiernizl tries to make it back around Rita as we go on board with Tiernizl. He is running the inside line through 3 and 4. Rita's holding tough as they make contact, and they are both spinning. Tiernizl cannot hold on to it. That is going to be a yellow flag as Rita and Tiernizl get together, as Tiernizl is battling, trying to get back onto the lead lap. Yellow flag is out here in the Texas 500.
Ooh, very, very scary scenes there from the cockpit. Seeing the silver arrow come down. Couldn't really tell who caused that one. It might have been Rita coming down the racetrack. So there's your 7th caution there, Johnny. You wanted to know when we got to it. Here it is.
Here it is. Looks like we have under 40 minutes left on the clock. What's our official time of the race here?
At 26:23.
And left. I would say that Tiernizl is probably going to take a wave around here, as he probably has enough fuel and tires to make it the rest of the race. Looks like Tiernizl's going by, and he's going to take the wave around, puts him back on lead lap in the 11th spot.
It's going to put him in 11th. Yep.
And he's going to be battling for it at the end. It's going to be good to see if Tiernizl can make it back up to the front here with under 30 minutes left of the event from 11th spot. He's going to have one hell of a run, and he's got the tough competitor of Rita back there, what he got in contact with, trying to make it back on lead lap. Rita's going to definitely battle him, as it looks like pit road is opening up, and we will have some takers.
Yeah, field heading through turns 3 and 4. Definitely everyone probably going to pit this time, but you got to think, you know, Tier took the wave around. This could be a big jump for you if you pit this time by. As they do, they know Tier got the wave around. They know he's on old tires. They're going to take advantage of it, and they're going to come in this time. Antoine, we're up with your leader right now.
It looks like Tierney is pulling into the pit. He is getting not a full tank of fuel, but he is getting 4 of the red tires, and it looks like Tierney is going to be pulling out. Also, we have 1-2 on the pit lane here, along with Wanma, Rita. All of the top drivers are pitting. It looks like they are going to try their best to try and get back out on the track. It looks like our Carl Hicks pulling out of pit road here, and it looks like Wanma is pulling back into it in the Arrow Lucas Oil Honda, and it looks like very successful pit road here as everybody is pulling back on the track, back up to the booth.
Thank you there, Antoine, as Twindy, still your leader. The one driver who did not pit is Tierney. He's up in 5th position, but do note, he is on aggressively older tires than your leaders now. As big gap there to 5th, I think, as Tierney is going to fall back to his rightful position of 11th. Yes, he is, as he heads down the order. So green next time by, more than likely. Yeah, we don't even have the field lined up, so green next time by for sure. So we're getting the 1 to go. Got one driver falling back. It's one of the Silver Arrows. Looks like Rita. She now gets back into position.
So what do you think so far here, Warren? It's definitely been a good race.
Came out. That's so cool.
Looks like Twindy's been one of the top cars all night long, along with Carlin and Cold. I think those 3 are probably going to battle it out for the win. What do you think?
Yeah, no question there. I think Twindy, Carlin, and Cold have the upper hand on this field, but you know who I think can easily win this race if she can just get back to the front is Rita St. James. She's had a good car. But honestly, I think just the Chevy power from Tout Racing has been the story today, with One Shoe and Twindy showing the way. One Shoe hasn't been up there much, but when he has, he's been able to get near 2nd place. So if those 2 can hook up, I mean, look out. This might be another Carlin Hicks, Rita St. James type deal.
Yeah, right now it looks like the Chevys are dominating this race as they take the top 5 spots of the race here. One Shoe's going to try his best to get back up there as they are going green.
Green flag back in the air. Clean restart. One of the better clean ones I've seen today. So congratulations, guys. You finally did it. As heading through turns 1 and 2, Carlin Hicks wasting no time to get to the front of the field. He ducks down to the inside. Now Twindy hits the aggressive button. He's going to block low. He's going to block high as Cole now enters turn 3 right above him.
You can only block so many lanes as you got Carlin and Cole trying to make their way around Twindy. He has to kind of choose his lane here. Looks like we're back under caution flag.
Yeah, as the top overview does go away for the caution flags, that does signify we are under caution yet again. We did complete a lap, so pit road will be open, and you know who's going to take that advantage, don't you?
That would be, if I had to guess, I'd say Tierney's going to pull onto pit road here and make his final adjustments and final 4 tire change of the night and get back to it. We're on 111th lap. What is the monitor looking like for time?
Put it up 21:25 left on the clock.
So just over 20 minutes left here. If I were a betting man, I'd say that Tierney's is going to pull in the pits here, make his final adjustment, and get back to it.
So as we have 25 minutes left in this race, we'll put the timers up for you to show everyone's best lap, last lap, and lap numbers, so we can tell who's a lap down and who's not.
Twindy leading the race, Cold second. We've got Carlin Hicks in the 3rd position. It's PT's made his way up to 4th. One Shoe in the 5th spot. We got Rita St. James in 6th. DWFM Freak in the 7th spot. Napoleon making it up to 8th. Daz 9th. Terry Nelson's making his pit stop now as he is in 10th spot.
As actually we are back to green. So no pit stop for Tierney, so that's a big development there. So at the front of the field, oh, that could have been huge. And it is going to get huge. Tierney up in the wall. Hard hit for Tierney.
It's PT making his bid for the lead.
That's a single car. May have been a single car. We'll see at the front. No caution. I thought I saw 2 cars there after Tierney went head-on into the wall. Hopefully the fans at home saw that too. But at the front of the field, Twindy going to try to battle back from Carlin. DWC freak in the grass. Everyone taking advantage of that grass tonight. So put the standings back up for you. Sorry about that. Still getting used to this thing. As entering turn 3, it's Carlin. He's going to do the crossover down the inside of Twindy. Good battle for the top spot here. It's PT looking for it. As entering turn 1 and 2 yet again, Cole back in the fray. I think we can count Tierney out at the moment as they... Oh, big snap oversteer for Carlin Hicks. Oh, that was scary.
And it looks like it was a single car incident up until we had one of the cars get into him there. Looks like it might have been Daz might have got into him there, or I think it was Daz that hit him. And that was a big wreck. It looks like he was all by himself there. It was a single car incident right until that last car hit him.
That was so odd. The car just turned dead right in the middle of the track. That in real life that looked like a tire went down, but in the game obviously that doesn't happen. But still, that looked like a wreck that would happen if a tire went down at over 230.
And it looks like Carlin's trying his best here to get back up to spot here. And with being on the lead lap still, I believe Tierney's probably going to make a pit stop, change 4 tires, and make a run here for the win with less than 20 to go.
Yes, he is. He's still in the back of the field at the moment, but can easily get his lap back for sure as they head through turns 1 and 2 under caution.
Really, I wouldn't be too surprised if Carlin Hicks came in the pits, made a last 4-tire pit stop, and made a run at it here, with him and DW Freak being in 10th and 11th spot.
Oh yeah, definitely would do that if I was him. You know, then you look at the front of the field and you go, who's pitting, who's not. If you're 6th, 7th, 8th, do you pit? Do you not? That's the big question I think everyone's going to have right now. Tierney will give an indication he's going to come to pit road. As we'll shoot back to the back of the field here. See who comes in. We got Napoleon. One shoe stays out. So the first taker is Wanma, as I thought. Some of the back markers might take it from 6 on back, as indeed they do. Antoine, we got Tierney down there. What's going on, man?
Looks like Tierney's getting full of gas. He's changing them last 4 tires, and he has taken off in that number 98 Napa Auto Parts Honda. Looks like he might have a good run here. I'm talking to his pit crew chief, and the pit crew chief said, give it hell here in them last little bit of laps here under 20 minutes to go. He is going to try his best. Up to the booth.
So Tierney's going to try to get back in this event after spinning out 3 times tonight. That's something we've never seen from Tierney. Being a lap down, like I said earlier in the broadcast, that's something I've never said. But check that off the old marker board tonight. As at the front of the field, it is still Twindy going through lap 118. About 15 minutes left in this event, so getting down to the nitty-gritty here at Texas.
5 minutes left is going to be our cutoff here for no more cautions after the clicks on. 5 minutes left in the event. Twindy has had a very good car all night, probably class of the field. Rita has made her way all the way up to back in the 2nd spot, and probably the other contender for the win here has been Cold, as its PT has made it into 4th. He has also made a very good showing tonight. With the one shoe, you can't count him out either in 5th spot.
As some of the lap down cars, anger management and super roll back to the back of the field. Field rolls through turn 1 and 2 as we have the 1 to go this time by. After that, we'll just do the quick timing board for you, show where everyone is, as I have a full view on them on my screen. On your screen, you'll see the timing board. Take that off as the field rolls through turns, after turns 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. You know, coming down to 15 minutes left, who do you think's got this, Johnny? Here's Johnny Benson has apparently went to the restroom as we roll through turns 3 and 4. Twindy going to bring him up against the fence. Very good strategy by the Tao Racing driver, as you can only pass to the outside on a restart before the line. So, they roll off turn 4.
That's what you got to do when it comes down to the restart. Stay in that outside lane. Nobody can get around you if you're right up against the wall. As Twindy looks like he's coming back here, we're going to have one of our final restarts of the race, and green flag is out here, the Texas 500.
Green flag back out again. Rita St. James, not Carlin this time, but Rita, wasting no time getting to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to get past Twindy. Is cold in that fray as Tiernizl, unbelievably, I'm not going to say this again, running around the high side of the racetrack. He's gotten by about 4 cars on that restart as One Shoe. Oh, One Shoe fans, you're not going to like this. As
One Shoe, it looks like he's stuck on his helmet there as One Shoe goes up in turn 3 and 4, stuck against the wall as he hits his reset button, which is totally legal if you're flipped over on your lid. Rest of the field is under caution.
Yeah, so caution is out here at Texas yet again. This is just helping Twindy, as we'll put up the overview on caution, which we do rarely. 13 minutes, 13:40 left in this race. So, this is getting down to it. What are we running, about 30 seconds a lap here?
I believe it's, 30 seconds a lap here. A lot of these guys run that kind of lap. The back markers might run more of a 31-second lap, but 30 seconds a lap, 29 seconds right up there for the leaders.
So we got the 1 to go there. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. Let's see. Ooh.
So we'll give a shout out for a couple of our watchers at home here. Looks like Michael Hossack's sitting here watching the broadcast. He gives a shout out here. Says good broadcast, guys. Aram Origins wants to see more of Antoine Senna from the booth. And looks like we got Wanma, and Wanma might just have it on here while he's racing with Josh Hodil. And I'm sure Kip and Colio are going to be watching this later on in the broadcast. A big shout out to Kip and Colio, as they might make a run at it here at Texas for the Winston Cup race on Sunday.
Field running through the high banks at 3 and 4, getting ready to come back at it at lap 122. I'd say you better have about 15 more laps, maybe 20 left in this event. Coming through turn 4, Twindy in control of the field. Cole second, it's PT third, Rita St. James fourth, and Juanma fifth, as the green flag is back out here at Texas.
And Twindy takes the lead. It looks like Kelly Vital sitting at home is rooting for Twindy to win this race. We'll see if he can pull it off. My money's on Cold.
My money's on Walmart. I see Moose get to the 3rd position as spinner in the back of the field. As anger management was on his lid. One Shoe also spinning out, as there it is.
Look at the new leader.
Speedway.
It's Cold pulls in the lead there. As I said, my money was on Cold just in time there. Give him a little bit of boost as he makes it back in. Wanma, the big upset of the race, being in 3rd spot.
Man, what a absolute joy that would be for some fans to see Juanma get it done. Honestly, I'm kind of rooting for the kid now.
Juanma's never been up in the top 3. I think that he could really get it done here if he just keeps his P's and Q's together and tries to make a finish at it here. Looks like its PT is definitely going to be trying to go around him here, so that's going to be a hell of a race here as those two battle with leaders Cold and Twindy.
Coming off turn 4, going to get a quick restart here as we're getting down to it time-wise. Cold bringing it through, and green flag back out here at Texas with 10 minutes left on the clock.
Looks like they're spreading out in the back there. Looks like a big wreck in the back. We got cars flipping through turn 3, turn 2, turn 1. We've got big wrecks. Caution flag is back out.
I saw a red car. I think it might have been Freak up and over in that wreck. As Tierney, one of the drivers involved, getting down to it. Don't want to be in the back of the field, but yet, what do we say, Johnny?
Yeah, cautions breed cautions. Looks like everybody's back on lead lap here. Tierney and Freak were definitely part of that wreck. As they get fired up here, get buckled back down, and try and catch up to the field here, so we'll try and go green this time by.
Yeah, coming down to about 8 minutes left in this race. You're getting down to your no more cautions, so if you're going to get it done, you might want to move to the front now. So that's why I'm giving these guys in the top 5, maybe 6, the go-ahead to maybe win this race. You know, Twindy's got a quick car. Cold's defending winner at this track after winning earlier this season, about a week or so ago. Then you got Wama, the surprise driver, in 3rd position. 4th place, it's PT. In 5th place, Rita St. James.
Really, in the booth here, we shouldn't be giving our picks for the win, but like I said, if I was a betting man, I'd say Cold's going to pull this off and not let Twindy back by him here. It looks like we're getting ready to go green again, as we see Tony Moose still sitting on pit road trying to get those vital points in the championship.
That's the green flag back out. Cold's your leader. My money's on It's PT. I think he can get it done as they head into turn 1. As Twindy ticks the inside, Wanma going to take advantage of it. Here comes Wanma. Oh, there it goes!
They get together as they spin down the backstretch. Wanma and It's PT gathering up with Carlin Hicks getting part of that, and Rita St. James. Carlin Hicks is down on his roof. And looks like those guys are really trying to get back into it here. Huge wreck there going down the backstretch. With a little bit of time remaining here in the race. As you say, Warren, cautions breed cautions.
Breed cautions, absolutely. As guess who's in 2nd? There's my pick to win. As I called for the caution. It's PT. I think he's got this in the bag. You know, if he can just run this. We saw this last week. Well, that's not last week, but the week before. Oh, one shoe. Get involved there.
Looks like One Shoe and Daz got together there in the backstretch as they fall down to the bottom of the field here. A little bit of caution flag drama here, but they were not maintaining pit speed, caution speed, as we try to go back to green here. As we were getting close to the 5-minute mark. What are we on the clock here?
We're in the 6-minute mark now. We're not in 6 minutes, but we're in the 6-minute window.
6-minute window, getting closer and closer. We'll see what they can do here.
Field 2 3rd and 3 and 4. Now they called it off. So let's check the time. 6:52 left on the clock. Ooh, we could be coming down to our final restart. This could get very, very interesting. Quick look at where everyone is right now for you as they roll through turns 1 and 2. You gotta think, man. Cole at the front, It's PT, Twindy still in 3rd somehow. Those guys are definitely the ones you're gonna want to bet on to win. So rolling into turns 3 and 4 here at Texas Fort Worth. Getting down to it. This should be the final caution. Has 6 minutes left on the clock right now. As they roll to turns 3 and 4. If we get a caution, that's going to be it. There's no way we're going back to green in less than a minute. As Cold bringing them down low, really low, down to the grass. Gonna get a restart with 5:50 on the clock. Green flag back in the air. Drivers getting through the gears, entering turn 1 and 2. Twindy on the ground again as Napoleon blocks Super. Pretty green in the back. I thought I saw Rita get punted again. Someone got punted. One shoe in the wall, Sunday in the wall. As there it is. This is your final caution of the race, guys. So this is going to be the final restart coming up. We're under the 5-minute mark before we hit the line. So we'll see how this goes. Tiernizzle, 5th place right now. Someone at home asking if Tiernizzle can steal it. He's got a good shot, as we're below now 5 minutes here at Texas. So this is going to be it, as I think the whole field is back up to it. No, there's one driver still off the pace. It's one shoe. He'll probably get back before we...
Well, we've definitely got Kelly Vital here at home. Looks like we're getting ready for our final restart here, as my pick Cold is still leading the thing. If he can hold off your pick, it's PT. It's going to be one hell of a race here down to the finish. Once they go green, they're going to stay green, and looks like they're getting ready to go here in the final 5 minutes of this Texas 500, and we are a green. Rex coming off at the start.
That's it. They might just wave it off. Yeah, they're going to wave it off here.
Not everybody was able to get up to speed here. There was a couple of crashes coming to the flag, and really you can't call a race green if not everybody gets going.
We might finish this race under yellow the way this is going. We're down to about 3:20 left on the clock, so we might get a green, white, checkered style finish here at Texas. The fans definitely on their feet here in the grandstands.
Looks like Kelly Vital and Hosick 24 sitting at home watching this on the YouTube channel are really pulling for their drivers. They both feel like Tiernizzle may steal it, so we're going to have to see here for Hosick 24 and Kelly Vital. If they can do it, my bet is still on Cold.
My bet's on it's PT, but you never know. Twindy might be able to steal it off these guys. Maybe even Napoleon making his first SCL win, and Tiernizzle definitely one of the favorites. Drivers coming off turn 4. This should be your final restart of the event with about 2:50 left on the clock. It's going to be down to the nitty-gritty here. Green flag back out here at Texas.
And
no. What are we doing? We're getting down to the nitty. Oh.
One more time around here for the IndyCars. It's going to be a green, white, checkered finish style.
It definitely is going to be a green, white, checkered. Maybe even a green checkered.
As they called off the lead. They called off the restart there, as everybody's still getting sorted out and figured it out here. This is going to be one hell of a race for the finish. You still got your money on its PT in second spot?
I do. He's... I don't know, man.
It's hard to say here with this little time left and everybody bunched up. As you say, cautions breed cautions, but any more wrecks after the green flag, it is what it is.
Oh, this is going to be good as we're getting down to it. 2 minutes left on the clock now. Oh, we're going to get about 4 laps, 3 laps here, ladies and gentlemen at home. So strap down, get buckled up. It's about to get very, very dicey. Let's just say sketchy and very edgy here at Texas Motor Speedway. Green flag back in the air. That's it. Oh, anger management. That's a single car solo. We're going anyway. Green flag in the air. 1:39 left on the clock.
This late in the race, you really got to just have at it.
Oh, they called it off again. This is starting to get a little old. This is starting to become a botch attempt.
They called it off for the botch attempt. It's a little late to be doing that. Looks like they're going to red flag the event. I do not know what the officials are thinking this late in the race. I would have just let the one car that spun out have at it and let them get a good race in at the end, but it looks like
we're going to get 3 laps here. We're going to get 3 laps at the most.
We might get 3 laps at the most. So it's a very unfortunate end here. As Cold's trying to get it going here. Hopefully we got everybody lined up here and we can get going again.
You can't call this one off. This is it. You can't make it back around.
Everybody's here.
Green flag in the air.
Green flag is out for the final time.
2 laps to go here at Texas. Cold trying to defend a Texas win here. As now they're up to speed now. This is it. We're coming to the white flag.
Colt is doing a very good job of holding the bottom line here, trying to hold off its PT and the Honda. The Chevrolet is pulling out to a very good lead as it's roaring to the front. As we probably get our white flag, maybe 2 to go here.
Yep. Nope, white flag. That's it.
Napoleon is having a very good showing up in 4th. Twindy up in 3rd place. Tyrannizel making its way all the way back up to 4th as we come through the final time through 3 and 4. And it looks like Cold is going to hold on to it here with its PT really trying for it.
Nope.
Crashes into the wall trying to get after it. Cold is going to be your victor here. Coming back 2 in a row here at Texas. Taking the Texas 500 victory with Cold cheering on his New England Patriots for the Super Bowl. We'll see if he can do it, but that's it. As Cold takes the win, its PT is going to be 2nd. Twindy is finishing out your top 3. Podium finish for Twindy. Napoleon making an awesome run at it. Tyrannizel making it all the way back up into 5th for that BSC car. Anger Management, another BSC car. And DWMC Freak making it 7th spot for the Blue Flag Racing. Another JME car, Super, making it in 8th place. Carlin Hicks for JME making it in 9th place. Wanma getting a nice top 10 finish in this event. He was running a lot better than that. He fell off near the end. So that's going to be your top 10. You want to read off our 11th through 13th finisher?
Yeah, 11th place is Daz. 12th place, Rita St. James. 13th, One Shoe after having a great running. And 14th, Tony Moose after DNFing. I'm just going to say this now. I'm genuinely upset about that finish.
I wish we could have got some more green flag there at the end. Midway through the event, looks like it was going to be a long green flag run, but you know, either it's a couple of cautions at the beginning and green flag there out, or it's a couple of cautions in the beginning and then a couple near the end, make it a lot of cautions near the end, and it ends up being a shootout at the end there. I still think if it would have been a long green flag run at the end, Colt still would have had it.
Yeah, but I would like to see about a couple more laps than that. That was kind of disappointing from the fans' aspect because, you know, you're just coming down with a minute 40 left and you're going to wave off a restart. You're just asking for something to go wrong again, especially when it was just 1 or 2 cars spinning out. You should have just let it go. But
that is the call of the officials. They're making a split decision there at the end. So I think it was a very good race here. From the booth, calling it a race here, Johnny Benson for Warren Keith at the end of this race. I think it was a very good race for what it was, and we will see you next time here from Texas Motor Speedway this Sunday for the 400 miler here. Good race here in the Texas 500 as Cold takes the win.